Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, depending on where you are in this world. This is Hedgen Lee with the daily S&P 500 index update. So we had modified our count yesterday to a 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, that the 5 could be in. And if that's the case, A went a little further than what we had projected, and I think what we're getting right now is probably a B wave bounce. And that means that, well, let's look at A first. If we zoom into A, you can probably see a very distinct 5-wave sequence. And that will show as 1, 2, 3's here, 4, and 5. Look at that. See how nicely that falls into place? When you get the first initial decline as a 5-wave decline, usually the first observation to make is this is probably a ABC zigzag sequence, because zigzag has 5, 3, 5 subwaves. 5 waves for A, 3 waves for B, and 5 waves for C. So the 3 waves for B could be looking like this. A could be done, B, and C. Or it could go a little more sideways, and we'll have to label it more as a WXY, as a combination, double combination, maybe even a triple combination. But I don't think the triple combination is very likely. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of A, B, C, and C, and the B bounce. The C of B is currently in progress, and then there will be a 5-wave decline for C, the red C. And that 5-wave decline would bring the price below the A, hence making it a 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3, ABC, and then 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, zigzag. Okay, now I want to bring another thing to attention here. While this could be a 5, 3, 5, and while it completes as a 5, 3, 5, one pattern that shows up quite clearly would be something looking like this, and this is what I call forward discernment. And this is how you combine patterns with Elliott waves. If I draw a line across like this, that I'm going to call right now the neckline of a potential head and shoulders top. Just so here you have your left shoulder, call this the LS. And then the right shoulder. The right shoulder will be formed by the B wave and the initial 1/3 or so of the C wave decline. And then you have the head, H. So if this is the case, maybe 1 will be here, 2 will be there, notice how this is 1, 2, like a double shoulder. This could generate 1, 2 double shoulder as well for the right shoulder, because symmetry is pretty important in patterns. The more symmetrical it is, if you cut it in half, the more symmetrical mirror imaging it is, the better the pattern, more reliable the pattern. So we need to be aware of this. We need to keep this in mind. Why? Awareness keeps the panic away. This kind of head and shoulders is a topping pattern. That means there could be a temporary top here. That means that the decline could not end here, but go further down, probably to this support zone of the 2700 or so. Okay, and the minimum price run measured could be, you go to the very top of the head, pattern of the head, down to the neckline. I just copy and paste this and move it to the projected area where the neckline will be breaking. And that brings it to right where on top of this support zone cluster. And that'll be at around 27.51. Okay, so that's something to keep an eye out for. We need to keep an eye out for that as a scenario, because that could change the bullish scenario into a temporary bigger correction than what we had expected. All right, so let's watch out for that head and shoulders top. Meanwhile, if this is an ABC and declines to maybe 27.51, we can still climb up. But I think this is a pretty important pattern to keep an eye on. All right, have a happy Monday. I'll talk to you tomorrow.